airsoft or even just the firearms industry in general, there is a general trend you can follow. The recent trend, and honestly recent years, and I'm just talking about the recent 5 years even, if not longer, if not before, has been pistol caliber carbines. Okay, before I continue on, you're probably asking, what is a pistol caliber carbine? A pistol caliber carbine? Well, I'll steal some Polar and Tactical footage and let them explain it.
So what we have here, we have a rifle-length firearm that is chambered for a pistol caliber. Very similar to an SMG, a submachine gun. So what's the difference? Well, an SMG, submachine gun, it's also a pistol caliber rifle, but it select fire, so it can fire fully automatic. This one, a PCC, is essentially defined by a pistol caliber and the length of the barrel. So it's also a rifle in pistol caliber. And kinda, if you think about it, every SMG is a PCC, but not every PCC is an SMG.
Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, why are pistol caliber carbines becoming very popular? Well, the majority of it has to be this. This, ladies and gentlemen, is my Colt SMG build. Yes, I will talk about this in a future video and why it's using an Uzi mag, or it's able to use an Uzi mag, but, you know, one of those things. Now, this, of course, is a rarity because GMP actually did produce, as well as classic Army even produced, Uzi mag adapters like these. But the most common you'll see are ones that use MP5 magazines, be it the straight Tactical Angel Custom ones, or the curved ones. The reason for this has to be to, well, as always, the AR platform. Now let's kind of break this down a little bit. Why the AR platform and not, say, the crank over here? Well, the reason for the AR platform has to be about the actual multitude of aftermarket parts. The AR platform is probably your smartest point because of the aftermarket parts. Hell, you can make it as small as this, basically a 10-inch SBR that runs off of MP5 magazines, or you can have a M4 length one that can run off of Glock style magazines or Chris Vector style magazines. And yes, technically speaking, there are more than a few. So with that out of the way, let's talk about why the adapters are there. Why switch between, say, a full M4 magazine to, again, MP5 or Uzi or any sort of Glock-style magazine? Well, there's a reason for that, actually. First and foremost, the size of the magazine. And yes, I mean this. In terms of the size of the magazine, while yes, the AR-15 mag, or the 5.56-223 magazine, is technically the same width, or at least the same thickness almost, as an MP5 magazine, the way they're styled is not. And let me just point this out to you guys. An M4 magazine is a lot thicker and going to be a little heavier than, of course, a MP5 magazine or a 9mm style magazine. Not only that, but depending on how you do it, you can have more than 3 magazines or more than double the magazines. If you need proof of this, let me go grab a double stack M4 mag pouch and I'll show you. Now here I have my basic plate carrier on, but in these two mag pouches is the double AR-15 style magazines, the 5.56-223s, and the other one here is 9mm magazines, i.e. the MP5 pistol caliber carbine magazines. And again, going with the AR-15 mags, let me just angle you guys down a bit. With the AR-15 magazines, they're basically stuck side by side. If you tried to, let's say, arrange them to where it's like this, it's going to be a little bit difficult. Even then, the mag pouch will fight with you. Because even if you tried to fit in a third one, there's not a lot of space for it. Which is why most will go with the sideways method for actually housing their magazines, because that's what these pouches were designed for. Side to side, not front and back. However, going for the MP5 mags, or at least the 9mm style magazines, well, even with this one, which is basically your tactical stud G36 style magazine, it's still able to fit in with the standard MP5 magazine. So let's do a little bit of math here. 3 of these motherfuckers are able to fit in this, even with the studded one. Well, it's the one with the locking lugs. Let's go ahead and get that back in there. There we go. Get in. And then she's in. So let's do a little bit of math here, shall we? Let's say that I have the triple mag pouch, and this is the third mag. Double stack magazines versus 3 MP5 mags, minus the tactical one. Let's say they're all standard MP5 steel magazines. We got 3, 6, 9. Add on any on the side, and you basically have doubled your magazine capacity versus the standard 2-stack, which again is a little less because it's basically 2, 4, 6. Again, more magazines versus less magazines. So, and fraction of the weight, considering that these are a little lighter than these right here, fully loaded. So again, you're kind of seeing the trade-off in terms of the weight between the 2 magazines. So already we're kind of seeing a pro when it comes to just the magazines alone. However, I know everyone's going to say, well, no, I don't want to spend the money to buy a full-size MP5, or even an MP5 SD, or just an MP5 in general. Well, that's where the adapters come into play. The adapters themselves, especially the Angel Customs one here, is actually pretty cheap and very well designed. While, yes, not exactly having the stopper on the top for BBs, this just allows you to use MP5 magazines. And again, not including the adapter for Uzi magazines, or at least if you can find it. I found it, I got lucky and found it on Amazon, and a buddy of mine at Tupelo Airsoft Club actually got it for me, and again, I cannot stress that a review will be coming out on that, just like I did for the Angel Customs MP5 mag adapter. But either way, though, basically, you buy this, you shove it into the mag well, like you're fingering it. The double finger method's also really good. Just finger it up in there, and literally you're ready to go. Be with the, again, standard MP5 mags, or even these straight tactical mags, which you can literally G36 together and just daisy chain the damn thing, so that way you literally have a double stack magazine, and that basically fills out. Like, you can have 3 of these attached together, pull it out, and just continue to literally do that. That and the actual right here. If you've ever played Nerf and you've used Katana mags, or the Katana mag adapter for the Pro line of Nexus, then literally you should be used to doing this with them, like an AK slap, except it drops out pretty freely. Then, in terms of actual reliability, yeah, that motherfucker ain't coming out. That, and you can basically pull it out. No permanent modifications needed. So in cost effectiveness wise, this is actually cheaper to buy this in actual MP5 magazines, be they mid caps or high caps, and using your M4 already, and just go as is. Again, one of those lovely things of innovation in airsoft. So, in a way, this is probably the best way for you to get into the pistol caliber carbine world. Again, it's one of those lovely things that not a lot of people kind of understand, or not a lot of people realize. You don't have to buy a full-size pistol caliber carbine or just the receivers. You can spend like 20 or 30 bucks for the adapter and just spend the rest on cheap magazines. That's it. Again, another perk for pistol caliber carbines. You can keep your original gun, just buy an adapter. Speaking of magazines, that's actually where a lot of people kind of point out in terms of cost of magazines. MP5 magazines, depending on where you buy them from, SEMA magazines are a lot cheaper than, say, name brand Elite Force MP5 magazines, or MAG brand MP5 magazines. Yes, the name of the brand is actually MAG. Don't question it. It's the name of the company. Or even, again, many others. But the thing about it is that it kind of depends on you, the player. We now have, in terms of MP5 magazines, besides, of course, the short cut-down versions of the standard steel ones, we have polymer ones, we have the straight stick metal ones, we have the classic ones, we have the tactical G36 style ones, and we finally have the SEMA PMAG ones, which are kind of copying the MP5 magazines from Magpul. Kind of depends on how you look at that, but I leave that to you, the viewer, to decide if they're copying Magpul or not. But again, be they MP5 or Uzi, pistol caliber carbines are really starting to come into play. Adapters, guns, even gas blowbacks now are starting to come into play, and they're really starting to make a really big impact, especially on the speed soft scene. Again, for good reason. More magazines, way lighter, and again, you can basically build yourself the ultimate build. While your pistol is using massive 5.56 style magazines and drums, your rifle, your main gun, is using pistol caliber carbine magazines. You got double the capacity and more basically to sling, more BBs to sling at your fellow players. And honestly, I like it. I mean, yes, that might be my bias talking, but I legitimately do like pistol caliber carbines myself because of those pros. They're light, they're maneuverable, they're moddable, there's a ton of aftermarket parts for them, and while, yes, they're based off of the Armalite platform, at least there's a variety to them, and you can build them however you want. I've moved on from my anger of the fact of everything is basically the fucking same, to now, if I do buy one, at least I can build it up how I want to build it up. And that is how it is. Anyway, I've said my piece, and again, a review for the Classic Army or GMP Uzi magazine adapter, or the Star Uzi magazine adapter, and Star Uzi magazine will be coming in the future. I promise you that. But, till then, ladies and gentlemen, I've been AirsoftAL, the common man's airsofter who talks about pistol caliber carbines, and I will see all you lovely, lovely people in the next video. And if you want to help support the channel and actually help provide more MP5 magazines, especially the SEMA Magpul ones, or even help provide more Uzi magazines for, of course, the future Uzi Mag review, as well as the magazine adapter review, then please consider joining to the PayPal down below. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, I've been AirsoftAL, and I will see you all in the next video. Till next time. Later.
Looking for that perfect game for your gaming console? Video Game Corner is the largest independently owned video gaming store in North Mississippi, located at 1519 Highway 72 in Corinth. We are an authorized limited-run retail store and have a massive collection of retro games and game systems, and also plush toys and collectibles. We also pay top dollar for your used video games. Check them out Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Visit Video Game Corner in Corinth.